What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Hope everyone had a good weekend, having a good week. We got Super Bowl 60 prediction. School Spirit Season 3, it's here. The first 3 episodes are out. Episode 4 tomorrow. We talking about the first 3 episodes tonight, making some predictions for episode 4. Got some NBA trades to talk about, some NFL news regarding the coaching cycle. Just go through our usual stuff, and then so start off with School Spirits. Get the episodes pulled up. But we'll start off with episode 1. So basically, pick up right where we left off. Maddie wakes up in the hospital. She's back to her normal life. Gets to be with her mom and her friends again. But she's still kind of connected to the Split River afterlife. Shows throughout, some of these episodes that she's dealing with nightmares and, tremors because of, the scars she's seen at Split River. So it'll be interesting to see more of that. But, she goes back to school. And then they have like a new villain in a way. The superintendent, I don't remember her name, but basically says that like we're not tolerating any distractions or whatever, and they're saying she basically says like by the end. One second. Okay, sorry. Basically, she says that like after the school year, we're shutting down the school, and it gets later revealed that they're gonna demolish the school and move into a new one. So that is not good for Wally, Rhonda, Charlie, and the rest of those characters, because what's gonna happen to them. So that'll be interesting. Obviously Simon's still trapped in the afterlife, so he and Maddie have pretty much switched spots. And they're trying to figure out how to get him out of there. Janet tries to help him, but she ends up just disappearing or something. Like she goes through like her thing or whatever. So I hope she comes back later in the season, but we'll see. She was a pretty good character. And obviously Simon feels guilty about it. Yeah, overall, good first episode. So very enjoyable. So it looks good so far. But on here it's got a 7.8 out of 10. So it's pretty solid ratings. We'll go to episode 2. Maddie's just trying to get used to being back with everyone else, and trying to balance the two worlds in a way, because she can still see Wally and everybody else. She just has to be somewhere where somebody's died. That's pretty much how it works. 8.5 out of 10. Holy moly. But yeah, Simon tries to help Maddie, and then you have the daughter of the superintendent, which she's a bitch for most of it. I think this is the episode where like they're having like picture day or whatever, and they throw fake blood on Maddie just to be assholes, I guess. And Maddie's like, no, um, just take the damn picture. I'm like, oh, okay. And you see the toll it's taking on her and how hard it is for her. And then the principal, like, gets mad at them for no reason, calls them into his office and says, like, you're not going on the senior trip, you're just gonna stay here. And like, I don't really know what his problem is. But yeah, the second episode was, pretty good. And I like how they reveal more backstory to Mr. Martin and kind of like what happened to him as a kid. So I thought that was very interesting, and how, he caused the bus crash in 2004 in a way. And he's like, I didn't mean to. And you just see, the guilt that weighs on him. So I hope they, reveal more of his backstory, because I do think it's interesting, because he's kind of a confusing character right now. But yeah, very interesting. And episode 3 was very good. You have Simon, or not Simon, excuse me, Xavier bring Maddie to her dad, which she couldn't see him, but he could. So I thought that was a very heartwarming scene. And Simon's like, or why do I keep mixing them up? Xavier's like, I'm sorry, that should have been Nicole or Simon with you, not me. But Maddie hugs him, showing her appreciation for him helping her out. And then, of course, Maddie's mom shows up and gets mad at her and like takes her home. And let me just say, Maddie's mom has been just insufferable to start the season. Like, I understand that, she's worried for her daughter, and that, she doesn't want to lose her again and all that. Like, I get that. But like, she doesn't let her do anything. Like, it is ridiculous. I do like how Maddie stands up there and says, like, you're the reason I left to begin with. And it really like gives her mom a big reality check. She's like, I'm going away to like detox for a bit and stuff, which is probably the best thing for her. So we'll see if she's in the next episode or not, or whenever she comes back. But yeah, and then yeah, it's a very interesting episode. And Nicole trying to get on the superintendent daughter's good side and trying to get more information out of her and stuff like that. So this has an 8.9 out of 10. So yeah, very popular. But yeah, the first 3 episodes I thought were done very well. Very enjoyable. So I highly recommend it. As for episode 4, right here is called the Bear Fest Club. Don't know why my cat is acting up, but whatever. But yeah, so it's probably going to be more of, them trying to figure out what's going on. Not really sure what they're going to do in this episode, but now with Maddie's mom out of the way, she might actually be able to figure out more of what's going on. But we'll have to see where it goes from there. But yeah, looking forward to the episode tomorrow. They released a sneak peek of like Xavier checking in on Maddie, so that should be interesting. But yeah, so go to our film stuff. But yeah, tomorrow's episode should be interesting. It's probably going to be the rest of the group trying to help Simon figure out how to get out of there. But yeah, looking forward to it. So I don't know what more to say on it, but yeah, should be interesting. So we'll go to film news. Puss in Boots 3 is reportedly in the works at DreamWorks. I hope it's good, but we'll see. I thought he just said he's not coming back in Secret Wars. So that doesn't really make sense. The Muppet Show revival opens 100% Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't even know about this. So Chris Evans will reportedly return to the MCU after Doomsday. Okay. Frozen 3 has officially started voice recording. Oh boy. These movies are overrated. I'm sorry. The Amazing Spider-Man movies will be removed from Netflix on March 1st. Thought the first one was fine. The second one was horrible. X-Men universe and Doomsday is different to the one from the Fox movies. 8 big trailers will be played at this year's Super Bowl. Will probably be more entertaining than the actual Super Bowl itself. Michael, Hoppers, Toy Story 5, Scream 7, Minions 3, The Mandalorian and Grogu, Disclosure Day, the Mario Galaxy movie. HBO has already made plans to make Euphoria Season 4. Sam Raimi sends help. Made back 70% of its $40 million budget in just 48 hours. Okay. I've never seen Euphoria. I've only heard of it. Marvel Studios will not release a trailer for Avengers Doomsday during the Super Bowl. Of course they won't. Greta Gerwig's Narnia has now wrapped filming. Oh boy. The first trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day will be released this month. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. But really haven't gotten much on the movie. The Last of Us Season 3 will officially be the final season already. Wow. I mean, I heard Season 2 was horrible, but the Defenders will probably appear in Avengers Secret Wars. The final Fast and Furious movie is titled Fast Forever. New promotional art revealed for Doomsday. Okay. Looks all right, I guess. Sadie Sink has reportedly signed a 3-picture deal with Marvel Studios. Okay, good for her. No clue what character she's playing, but that's fine. Sam Raimi says he still wants to make Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire one day. At this point, it's probably never going to happen. James Gunn confirms Robert Pattinson will never be the Batman for the DCU. Okay. I mean, I'd rather just be its own thing, but probably means we're gonna have two Batmans. Yeah, so Grant Gustin's not coming back as Flash. Makes sense. Doomsday will appeal to both old and new fans of the MCU. Okay. And then we got first poster for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. It looks cool. I'm not really excited for it. I did see the trailer. I thought it was fine. I just really didn't enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy the first season that much. Thought the finale was fine. Just felt unfinished. But I thought it was fine. I just didn't enjoy it that much. And I think, yeah, we're caught up with the film stuff. So nothing much, really. So we'll go to some football news. See, got the Pro Bowl going on right now. Don't really care about that. Okay, so the Giants are hiring former Chiefs offensive coordinator and Bears head coach Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator. So see how that goes for the Giants. Okay, and then Patriots owner Robert Kraft denied Hall of Fame. So at this point, they're just not letting anybody who was involved with the Patriots to go to the Hall of Fame. Suing NCAA. Tennessee quarterback Joey Alguler is suing the NCAA and Knox County Chancery Court for a sixth season of eligibility. Okay. Broncos are promoting quarterbacks coach and pass game coordinator Davis Webb as their offensive coordinator. Okay. Yeah, so Rashid Shaheed's probably going to get paid. He is going to be a free agent. It's a really fast wide receiver. He's great as a returner on special teams as well. So yeah. The Rams signed Sean McVay to a multi-year contract extension. That's a no-brainer there. Yep. Damn. What could have been. But 49ers are hiring former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris as their defensive coordinator. See how that goes for them, because they did lose Robert Saleh to Tennessee. The Cardinals are hiring Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their next head coach. So, yeah, pretty decent hire. It's just nobody wants to go there right now. Unfortunately, I feel so bad for Cardinals fans. But yeah, we'll see how he does, though. And then after the Super Bowl, the Raiders are going to be hiring Clint Kubiak as their next head coach. See how it goes with Fernando Mendoza. Raiders would draft Arch Manning first overall if he declared for this year's draft. Okay, interesting. Interesting take from Dan Orlowski. Career-ending injury. What? Neck surgery that could end his career depending on the outcome of the procedure. Isn't he a rookie? Damn, that would suck. Bills are hiring Broncos assistant head coach and pass game coordinator Jim Lenhart as their defensive coordinator. Yeah, Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams is officially cancer-free. So happy for him. Hasn't been able to call plays on defense all year because of, his cancer. So, congrats to him for beating it. Ravens are hiring Bears OC Declan Doyle as their offensive coordinator. The Vikings have fired their general manager after 4 seasons. Makes a lot of sense. He ultimately went with JJ over Sam Darnold. He drafted Donovan Jackson instead of trading down and getting him at better value and getting, stockpiling more picks to, fill more needs. So makes a lot of sense. It's the right decision for them to make. Eagles hiring Buccaneers OC Josh Grizzard as their passing game coordinator. Eagles are hiring former NFL quarterback and Packers quarterbacks coach Sean Mannion as their offensive coordinator. Buccaneers impending free agent Mike Evans to depart this offseason. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Yeah, he's in his 30s, so we'll see if he decides to stay or not. Eli Manning, once again, not voted into the Hall of Fame for the 2nd straight year. Yeah, I think we caught up on everything. Yeah, so the coaching carousel is over. Say Ravens had like the best hire, in my opinion. I think Jesse Minter will be a good hire for them. Some of the hires I like, some of the hires I don't like. But we shall see. But we have some trades to go over. This one happened like an hour ago. The Clippers have traded James Harden to the Cavs for Darius Garland, a 2nd-round pick. Very weird trade for me. I was very confused when Harden requested a trade because, the Clippers have been good recently. They've been winning a lot of games recently. So that was very strange, but there's a chance Kawhi gets suspended because of the stuff that came out in the summer of like getting paid from like a fraudulent tree planting company or whatever the frick that was. So we'll see what happens with that. But Cavs trying to win a chip now. The East is wide open. You're getting more veteran experience in Harden, but he always disappears in the playoffs for whatever reason. So that's like my main concern. And he doesn't help your, backcourt defense at all. Like he's not a good defender. Neither is Donovan Mitchell. So that's my concern with Cleveland. Like, you're just getting an older player out of this. So I'm just not really sure. I mean, he's 36 years old, going to be 37. Just how much longer can he really play, and then what's the plan after that? For the Clippers, I do kind of like it because, you're getting younger and Darius Garland. You're getting a second-round pick out of it. So you could have somebody to potentially build around, and you have defense around him, but the dude just can't stay healthy. So I'm gonna give it like a B minus for both sides. I think it's a fine trade. I don't think it moves the needle all that much, but and then my Celtics made a trade today, which they're playing the Mavericks tonight. Don't know how that game's going, but Celtics trade Anthony Simons and a second-round pick to the Bulls for Nikola Vucevic and a second-round pick. So yeah, they definitely get an upgrade at center. He'll probably be taking over as the starting center. This moves Keita to the bench, which is something they needed to do. So I think, that'll be a better role for Keita and Vucevic. It's definitely a good fit in Missoula's system. He's probably going to be spamming the pick and pop with Vucevic. And he'll probably be a lot happier because he's miserable in Chicago. But the Bulls finally committing to the rebuild. Only concern of Vucevic is he's not the best defender. He's not the best rim protector. And rebounding is a concern because that's the biggest weakness on this team because, Tatum's been out for the whole year and he's been the best rebounder, since he's been here. But decent trade. Both players on expiring deals, so they weren't going to re-sign Simons anyway. So we'll see if they're able to get Vucevic back in the summer or not. But yeah, solid trade. And Bulls made a trade earlier today. It's like a 3-team deal. The Bulls got Jaden Ivey from Detroit, and they got Mike Conley from Minnesota. Kevin Huerter got sent to Detroit, and then the Wolves just get, cap space out of it. Basically, they're going to try and go get Giannis. That's basically what's going to happen. Pretty much. But yeah, we'll see how Ivy looks in Chicago. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. Got traded today from Memphis to Utah. I understand why Utah did it because they're a small market team that's probably never going to land a big time free agent. So unfortunately for them, they're going to have to trade for one. They just gave up a lot to get him, though, for a team that's trying to rebuild. Like, the Jazz are in a very weird spot. Not good enough to tank for not weak enough to trade for a top 5 pick, but they're not good enough to actually compete for a title in a loaded Western Conference. But the Jazz get Jaren Jackson Jr., John Conchar, Jock Landale, and Vince Williams Jr. Grizzlies get Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, and 3 future first-round picks. I mean, it's a W for the Grizzlies. I think they're committing to a full-on rebuild. Ja Morant's probably good as gone as well. I mean, they no longer have Dylan Brooks, no longer have Desmond Bane, and now they don't have Jaren Jackson Jr. anymore. So I think Ja Morant has to go. If you're going to commit. Obviously, the draft picks are like the best asset they got in this trade, but the best player they got in this trade is definitely Walter Clayton Jr., good 3-point shooter. But yeah, they're getting 3 first-round picks out of it, so that's a great deal for Memphis. And then Lillard trying to get Giannis to go to Portland, which the Blazers do have the assets to get it. The the Blazers do have the assets to pull this off. I'm just not really sure if Giannis would really want to go to Portland. I mean, they're a small market team, but it is what it is. And Hornets trying to unite the Ball brothers together. That would be interesting. And then Miami has allegedly made an offer for Giannis. So for Giannis, they pretty much offered Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Terry Rozier, and multiple first-round picks. If I'm Milwaukee, I would just do it for the picks, to be honest, because that's a lot of draft picks. But I'd say Hero and Khalil Ware are pretty good return because Khalil Ware has been solid. And, Tyler Hero is a good shooter. I just don't like Terry Rozier in this deal because he really doesn't play anymore. And Golden State is trying to get Giannis, but Giannis doesn't really want to go there because their core is just too old. Somebody called it Olden State, which I thought was funny. Jarrett Allen puts up 40 points, 17 boards, and 4 blocks the other night. But yeah. And then the Hornets have been playing really well lately. 10-5, first in this is their last 15 games. 10-5 record. First in NBA in offensive rating, first in net rating, first in plus minus, first in rebound percentage, first in second chance points, first in opponent free throws made. I think that's it. That's what it is. They are second in opponent field goal percentage, and they are second in TS percentage. So yeah, the Hornets have been playing really well lately, and it's because of Con Kneppel, he's been really good. But Brandon Miller and LaMelo have been great as well. And then Jokic is finally back. So that's good. But, yeah. So he does it for that stuff. So we'll get into my Super Bowl prediction. I haven't watched it yet, Noah. So just be patient. So I'll get to my Super Bowl prediction. Check out some NBA games, and that'll pretty much be it. Get my screen shared. Is my screen actually sharing? Okay, there we go. All right, so before I actually give like my actual prediction, I just want to talk about what the game plan should be for the Patriots. So first thing is stop the run. That's their bread and butter all season, is stopping the run. They've been a great run defense. They've only allowed one rusher over 50 yards. I believe that was against Tampa Bay. So that should be the first priority. Number 2, force Sam Darnold to make mistakes. Force him to turn the ball over. You have the personnel to do it. You're going to be getting some favorable wide receiver, cornerback matchups. You're going to have Gonzalez on JSN. You're probably going to put Carlton Davis on Cooper Kupp. And you're probably going to put Marcus Jones against Rashid Shaheed because of the speed. Big weakness for New England is tight ends. We do not cover tight ends very well. Elijah Aurora has been a solid rookie for Seattle. Forgot AJ Barner is the other one. He's been solid for Seattle. Seattle has a decent line. It's not an elite offensive line, but it's not bad. It's good enough. So you're gonna have to figure out how to get to. They're gonna have to try to get to Sam Darnold and sack him, which Sam Darnold doesn't do well when pressure's in his face. So you're gonna have to blitz a lot at times. You're probably gonna have to send out an all-out blitz to pressure him, sack him, force him to throw an interception or fumble. Our defense, I think, is good enough to do that. But the offense in the playoffs hasn't been very good. Drake May has had a brutal playoff performance. I mean, struggled a lot in the Chargers game, turned it over a couple times. But he did come through for them when it mattered. He threw a touchdown to Hunter Henry to win that game. But before that, it was just brutal. I thought he was fine in the Texans game. Did have 3 touchdowns. But the Broncos game, he was dreadful outside of that rushing touchdown that pretty much gave the Pats the lead. In 86 passing yards, I'm sorry, I don't care how good the defense is. That's unacceptable in the playoffs, and that should be one of the biggest games of your career, the AFC Championship, with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, and you only put up 86 passing yards. Seriously, I'm sorry, he needs to do better than that. And there's a lot of concern with Drake May because he's been dealing with a shoulder injury after that game. So I have a feeling that's going to fuck up his arm a lot. And Seattle's defense is really good. It's a top 5 defense. So I think Seattle's defense is really going to rattle May. And, that shoulder injury is a huge red flag. And Seattle has a good secondary as well. They have Devin Witherspoon. Say whatever you want about Tariq Woolen. I know he had that dumb penalty against the Rams, but that was one time. He's been a good corner for them. Their safeties have been awesome, especially Nick Emanwari. What a steal. I mean, he's been great. Mike McDonald's been a great coach. They have an insane defensive line. The linebackers are awesome. Probably going to have Witherspoon on Diggs. Probably going to put Woolen on Kayshon Boutte. And then I believe Douglas is wide receiver 3 or in the slot, so they'll put whoever on him. But yeah, this is probably going to be a defensive game. But yeah, what New England needs to do is stop the run, force Sam Darnold to turn the ball over, and Drake May needs to make plays on offense and limit turnovers. So that should be the game plan for New England to win the game. But my prediction is that Seattle is going to knock out the Patriots. They get revenge for Super Bowl 49. They win it in a blowout. Hate to say it, don't want to be that guy, but I have to be that guy. Seahawks deserve it. They deserve this win. This is their time. It's their year. They've been great throughout the playoffs, throughout the middle, the end of the season. Their defense is awesome. They have the better defense, better offense right now, and they have the better coach. They're just the better overall team. and they're going to get it done in a blowout. So congrats to Seahawks fans. You guys deserve it. For the Patriots, it's a fun ride, but it's a one-time thing because after this Super Bowl, somebody were to ask me, do you think Drake May and the Patriots will ever make it back? And my answer is no. I don't think we will. But it was a fun ride. I had a blast this season. We weren't even supposed to be here to begin with. The expectation was 6 to 8 wins at best. Missed the playoffs. I didn't even have them making the playoffs. I had the Bengals making the playoffs over them. Aged poorly, I admit that. I own up to it. But I think, this is our peak. I think this is it. So, yeah. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to some NBA games. Prediction, I'm going to say Seattle 31-3. So, yeah. But let's get on to some NBA games, and then I'll wrap up the stream. Probably be some more trades in the next couple days. See if Giannis actually gets moved or not. But go to last Tuesday. Sorry, guys. ESPN's taking its sweet ass time. Did I click on the wrong thing? I think I did. My bad. See, today's the 3rd. I got confused. Let me go to January 27th. What's up, Dragonfire? How you doing? Okay, Tuesday, January 27th. Okay, Wizards barely beat the Blazers. Knicks beat the Kings. Sixers blow out the Bucks. Paul George, 32 points. He actually just got suspended for 25 games, and they only have 35 games left. So, Pistons barely beat the Nuggets by 2. Pretty good game. think Jokic was playing in that game, but still, Nuggets, deserve credit for hanging around in that game. Cade, 22 points, 11 assists. Jamal Murray, 24 and 10. Noah's favorite player. Suns beat the Nets. Mark Williams, 27 points. Holy moly. Clippers beat the Jazz. Kawhi with 21 points. Let's go to Wednesday. Come on. I clicked on it like 3 times. I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, taking your sweet ass time. Okay. Cavs blow out the Lakers. Holy moly. 129 and 99. Luka, 29 points, 25 for Mitchell. Jalen Tyson went off in this game. That's what I heard. Pacers barely beat the Bulls. Vucevic with 25 points, 18 from Nemhard. Celtics get embarrassed at home by the Hawks, who no longer have Trae Young. 21 points from Jaylen Brown, 15 points from Dyson Daniels. Magic won the Battle of Florida. Paulo, 31 and 12. 21 and 12 from Bam Adebayo. Knicks dominated the Raptors, unfortunately. OG revenge game, 26 points, 27 points from Brandon Ingram. Hornets blow out the Grizzlies. Musa Diabate, 18 points, 19 rebounds, 26 points from Jaren Jackson. Wolves beat the Mavericks, 31 from Julius Randle, 21 from PJ Washington. Warriors put up 140 on Utah, 26 points from Moses Moody, 19 from Ace Bailey. Spurs beat the Rockets. Wemby, 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Holy moly. Amen Thompson, 25 points. Go to Thursday. Sixers beat the Kings by 2, 40 for Maxey. Wizards beat the Bucks by 10. Bucks are just in shambles right now. I really don't want the Giannis stuff being dragged out to the summer. I really don't. Feel bad for Giannis. He's just been absolutely miserable. Rockets beat the Hawks, 31 points from Kevin Durant. Heat beat the Bulls by 3. Ayo Dosunmu, 23, 19 and 10 for Jaime Jaquez. The Hornets beat the Mavericks, 34 points from Colin Kneppel, 49 and 10 from Cooper Flagg. Nuggets beat the Nets. Michael Porter Jr., former Nugget, 38 points, 10 rebounds, 27 from Jamal Murray. Suns blow out the Pistons. Dillon Brooks with 40 points. He might be an all-star. Jalen Duren, 23 points, 13 rebounds, double-double for him. This game made me really happy. The Timberwolves beat the Thunder, 26 points from Ant. I love that court and the uniforms that the Wolves have. I think it's awesome. 30 points from Shea. And those are today's scores, I believe. Okay. Lakers beat the Wizards. Magic beat the Raptors by 10. Desmond Bane, 32 points, 35 from Ingram. Desmond Bane's gotten into like 8 fights this season. It's weird. Celtics blow out the Kings as they're supposed to. 29 from Peyton Pritchard, 14 and 14 from Maxime Reynaud. Knicks blow out the Blazers, 26 from Sharp, 24 from OG. Pelicans beat the Grizzlies. Derek Queen, 22 points, 9 rebounds. Suns beat the Cavs. Dillon Brooks, 27 points, 12 and 7 for Jarrett Allen. Nuggets beat the Clippers. Jokic in his return, 31 and 12, 25 from Harden. Nets beat the Jazz by 10, 25 and 10 from Yegor Demon, 26 from Keontae George. Pistons beat the Warriors, 29 and 11 from Cade Cunningham, double-double. Go to Saturday. Hornets beat the Spurs, 26 from Brandon Miller, 16 from Castle. Pacers beat the Hawks, 26 and 10 from Andrew Nembhard, 33, 11 and 10, a triple-double for Jalen Johnson. Sixers beat the Pelicans by 10, 40 points from Embiid, 11 rebounds, 34 from Sadiq Bey. Bulls beat the Heat, 29 points from Ayo Dosunmu, 22 from Pelly Larson. Wolves beat the Grizzlies, 27 points from Julius Randle. Rockets beat the Mavericks, 21 points from Amen Thompson, 34 and 12 from Cooper Flagg. Sunday, February 1st. Celtics blow out the Bucks at home on ESPN. 30 points and 13 rebounds for Jaylen Brown, 25 points from Ryan Rollins. Giannis did not play. Pistons dominate the Nets, 18 and 12 for Cade Cunningham. Heat blow out the Bulls, 20 points from Bam, 16 from Kobe White. Raptors beat the Jazz by 7, 27 and 11 for Markkanen, 21 from RJ Barrett. Wizards beat the Kings, 35 from Zach LaVine. Knicks beat the Lakers by 12. OG with 25, 30 and 15 from Luka. Clippers blow out the Suns. Zubac, 14 and 20. 23 from Grayson Allen. Spurs beat the Magic. Desmond Bane got into another fight in this one. 25 from Bane, 25 from Wemby, 8 rebounds, 4 steals. Cavs beat the Blazers. Thunder beat the Nuggets by 10, 34 from Shea. Most of those are from free throws, I'm sure. And then 29 from Peyton Watson. Then we'll wrap up with yesterday's games. As soon as the damn thing loads. Hornets beat the Pelicans. LaMelo Ball, 24 points, 27 from Trey Murphy. Rockets beat the Pacers, 39-16 from Şengün. Grizzlies beat the Wolves, 30 points from Jaren Jackson. His final game as a Grizzly. 39 from Ant. Then Sixers beat the Clippers. 26-16 from Dominic Barlow, 29 from Kawhi. And then Celtics did beat the Mavericks. And then the Magic got their asses whooped by the Thunder. Okay, well, that does it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will try to get my Stranger Things seasons ranking video out soon. Kind of similar to what I did with Cobra Kai in June, which that video was 40 minutes long. So I kind of want to keep it 30 minutes or below, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a good weekend, and enjoy the Super Bowl.